on to all of my Virgos. So let me go ahead and get the cards off this first. Please make sure to get the book at Amazon or BarnesandNoble.com. The links will be in the description box below as usual. If you'd like to contact me for a personal reading, my email address as well as the prices are in the description box below. Alright, let's begin. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe please. Commenting and liking the video will help the video to get picked up by the algorithm, so that way it can become more popular, as well as my channel. Alright, so let's get into this here. Let's see what the Virgos have got. So the cards that I come up with, wait, hold on, step back, wait a minute, hold on. So the cards that I come up with are the Three of Pentacles, Queen of Cups, Ten of Swords, the Fool, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, okay, Seven of Pentacles, Temperance, okay, King of Cups, the Five of Cups, okay, the Empress, the Emperor, King of Swords, the Nine of Swords, and last but not least, we have the Judgment. A lot going on. Okay, so I like swinging back and forth in this chair. This chair is pretty comfy. Every now and again, this chair is comfy sometimes. Right now, it's comfy. So what I'm seeing for the Virgos is I'm seeing just how a lot of the Virgos are thinking about relationships that could have worked but didn't, you know, because, and the reason why I'm saying that is because of the Ten of Swords, right? So when you put things into context, there we go. What you have is you're thinking about the people, you're thinking about how at the end of the day, a lot of you Virgos, and I'm a Virgo myself, right? So sometimes when I do these readings, it's crazy because sometimes I just end up in my own reading. And this is one of those particular situations, right? Sometimes I don't apply though. But the Three of Pentacles is about how popular you are, right? But the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Swords is about you thinking about how you had to learn to cut off a lot of your relationships with people and cut them short, right? Shorten them up a little bit. Not having these people in your life forever because you realize that these people wasn't necessarily bringing their best to the table and they wanted you to be okay with that. But no one is perfect, but the problem is that people aren't striving to be perfect either. They're messed up and they don't want to do anything to change it. And that's what the Virgos is kind of thinking about right about now. So the Fool now in the Page of Swords represents how you having a lot of people who, you know, again, now that, you know, you're thinking about how people don't want to really do anything to improve. And the Fool in the Page of Swords is about how you had a lot of people who jumped off the porch, so to speak, with you, who just kind of got on your case and tried to jump down your throat about how you was doing something wrong, or, you know, just kind of like the downtroddenness that some of you Virgos may have had. And you Virgos are like this is the story of my life type of stuff. So the Knight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, right, is about how a lot of you are looking at how and the Temperance. So this is about how a lot of you Virgos are looking at a particular, like, kind of the partner that you could be interested in, right? And it's about how, like, a lot of you Virgos want somebody who, you know, can put in, who is active. You know what I mean? The Knight of Swords is a very active knight because you have the Knight of Swords, right? And the Knight of Wands are active. The Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles are active, of course, but they're not as active as the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands, right? The Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles are both pentacles where they're slow moving, right? They're slow moving. No sense necessarily, no sense of urgency per se. As to where the Knight of Wands, right? And if I was to go through the deck and show you the Knight of Swords, right? Which I already showed you the Knight of Swords. But if I was to go through the deck and show you the Knight of Wands and show you the similarities, right? There's a, you see what I'm saying? When you look at the two, there's a sense of urgency there, right? Both of the horses have their front legs up, right? Excuse me, not up per se, but rushing towards something. And that pretty much sums up what it is that you want. One of the things I should say that you want in a particular partner. You want someone who's actually willing to do the work to come get you, right? Sometimes a lot of the Virgos have to deal with, you know, and I ain't even gonna put myself in the situation, because if I was to really go down that rabbit hole with y'all, I would break some of y'all heart with just how the goofy stuff that has happened to me in like relationships and why it is that I don't date. By the time I tell y'all some stories, you're gonna be like, I see why it is that you don't date. You just decide to just be single. But I understand where you Virgos are coming from though, because you want someone that, and I'm a Virgo myself, right? But you want someone that wants to put in work, right? Who wants to, you know, not be scared, not be afraid to show it, you know, that they're interested. Someone, Seven of Pentacles, right? Just straightforward. Too often times in the dating scene, you have people who are not straightforward, right? They want to feel you up and stuff like, you know, feel you up and stuff like this, and talk to you and engage with you and is interested in you behind closed doors. But when you go out in public, if you want to hold their hand, it's like, what you doing type of stuff. It's this double-minded approach where it's, you know, I like you, but then I don't, but then I'm gonna, you know, like there's times where, you know, you speaking to somebody, right, and you want to interact with them, and then they're nodding their head, but they don't give you an answer, but what comes out of their mouth is no. It's dumb stuff going on. And then the thing is that the Temperance is that you want someone also who is something is on their mind. Little, you know, something is on their mind more than the average cognitive dissonance. You know what I mean? So the King of Cups and the King of Cups and the Five of Cups represent how you're managing your emotions while other people are essentially crumbling, because I just see how a lot of you Virgos are free agents. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you Virgos are free agents. And like, just some of you Virgos may even be outcasts, right? I'm an outcast, right? I don't have friends and stuff like this per se, because I realized how fake that was. I either go everywhere by myself or with my family members. And if my family members don't want to go with me, and if I don't want to go by myself, I just chill in the house. I just kick it. Because at the end of the day, it's like you really start to realize that these titles that people give themselves, they're not really interested in actually putting in work to live up to those titles. You know, friends, lovers and stuff like this. A lot of times they're not really interested in living up to that. And I just see how a lot of the Virgos are on a kind of a free agent lifestyle, you know, a free agent type of thing, where it's like you just doing your thing and you're not necessarily interested in anyone per se. You just handling your own business and just resting, and it's good with being single. But the Five of Cups represents how you have people who, you know, still may be spying on you some of the time, right? Like I got some spies. You know, you still have people who, you know, who fake trying to check in and trying to see what you're doing, and it's like, you know, they just look goofy. So the thing is that the Empress and the Emperor, right? You have them sitting right next to each other. So the Empress and the Emperor, right, is about how, you know, they couldn't actually be this with you. They found it so hard to actually be this with you, where the two of you could have been partners, right? The two of you could have been equals in the sense of co-captains of the ship, the relationship, where it was going to go. These people had to browbeat you. They had to, so much so to the point that you Virgos are done with it. Some of you Virgos are exhausted. The last thing some of you Virgos may even want is a relationship as of right now. I'm not saying that all you Virgos are going to be out of the dating arena forever, but you have to remember that love is the hardest part of a Virgo's life. And a Virgo's life more than likely is going to be difficult to begin with, because the 6th house is a trauma house. So the King of Swords represent how. So the Virgos just understand that it's a matter of perspective. But even though people could have been, even though if a person wasn't, like if people who was in your life who had that chance wasn't full of it, the two of you could have been this. But the King of Swords is, I just see how a lot of the Virgos being like, it is what it is, right? Like, easy come, easy go. It is what it is. You're not tripping off of it. And then the 9 of Swords and the Judgment. The 9 of Swords is about how you Virgos kind of like found out, potentially thinking about why you don't date, but thinking about how like people had their shot, you know what I mean? And it's like you just tired of how people may have their shot, but like won't actually do anything about it or treat you with respect when they say that they're in a relationship with you or trying to be. And then the thing is that the Judgment represents how you're in a position now to really be able. You're in a position to really be able to kind of be the judge of other people, and obviously in the sense of you picking and choosing who you want to hang out, even though you still have a lot of people who still kind of checking in or trying to see what's going on with you or minding your business, being nosy, and they just getting broken up about it because they can't really do anything about it. So let's clarify the Judgment. The nine of pumpkins. I'm using the Halloween Tarot, the Tower, and then you have the 8 of Ghosts. So the 9 of pumpkins, the Tower, and the 8 of Ghosts to clarify the Judgment. Yeah, like you have pretty much right as of right now, you have everything you need, and anything that you want or you need, you just go and get it. Drink straight from the well, fresh running water, so to speak. The Tower and the 8 of Ghosts being on relationship strike, not really wanting to be in any kind of relationship as of right now, and it's hurting. It's other people are shook because of that. Let's clarify the Empress. Matter of fact, let's do something more practical. Let's clarify the Temperance. Let's clarify the Temperance. Trust me, Virgo. To all you Virgos out there, I am a Virgo myself. Trust me, I've been through that type of situation myself. I understand what you're going through, and I found out a piece of information today that I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Let's clarify the Temperance. 3 of Pentacles. We already got the 3 of Pentacles in the main spread. The Fool, right? Ace of Pumpkins to clarify the Temperance. Yeah, like you want someone that can meet you halfway. That's interested in you, straightforward, not afraid to say that, not afraid to actually be with you. Ace of Pumpkins, you got a lot, especially the Virgos that really do have a lot to bring to the table. A lot of you Virgos having a lot to bring to the table. And if other people aren't necessarily ready for that, or they're going to disrespect it, you Virgos are going to just decide that you don't have to be here and take these people's crap. You're just going to walk away. I can most definitely understand Virgo. You know, I found out a piece of information listening to someone who I'm trying to get to know right now. Not in that way, just as a friend, right? Just as a friend. I don't mind being friends with people. But uh oh yeah, shout outs to Bliss Uncensored. Shout outs to that person. You know what I mean? Shout outs to, that's who that's, as a matter of fact, that's who it is I'm talking about. Check out Bliss Uncensored channel, by the way. Um yeah. So come to find out, I found out from listening to Bliss's videos, because Bliss is in the hospitality business as well, right? In hospitals. And Bliss was talking about how it is that, like, sometimes people who work in hospitals and stuff like this, whether it's emergency room or like surgery, they relocate to different states. They even relocate to different cities and stuff like this. And that just reminded me of one of my past relationships when I used to date an emergency room nurse. And I'm like, wow, you know, that's crazy how it is that people don't have very good communication skills, don't clarify anything, don't tell you anything, but then they get upset at you that you can't read their mind and figure it out. And and I was just thinking to myself, I was like, wow, like, that flashed me back into some whole other stuff where I'm like, when I thought about it, right, it must have literally taken me an hour, no BS, and it happened today or yesterday, as it may be. But I'm sitting there thinking about this, and through an entire hour, I'm thinking about some of the people who I've dated in the past, and I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, like I'm sitting over here thinking to myself that I was never really that important to begin with, because the way that people treat me with such a disdain back then, you would have never have guessed that I was more important to these people than what it is that they was actually trying to showboat or put on. But that's the catch-22 of it. That's the mental illness of it. You sitting up there treating somebody like trash that you need, that not need, but you want around. So I don't necessarily understand what's the point, but that's pretty much it. Hope you liked the video. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace.